Hi. I'm going to start today's video with a couple anxiety thoughts so I can get them out of my head. I meant to I'm going to do my makeup this morning, and like I do every day, and it's always a artistic process for me. But today I told myself I'm going to do a little wash of pink in my crease and then orange over my lid and a little shimmer in the middle, and just have it really be light and soft. And well, no, we get too much, too bright, of course. Turned out beautiful. I love it. Not what I was thinking. Creative process takes over, and I'm painting my face once again. Also, here I am in my vintage granny attire, and my daughter would be embarrassed to see me in this, but here I am. Got it at a thrift store. Love it. Anyway, I am very much a high extroverted feeling user. And I think I probably use this the most because it's something that I have practiced the most. It might be because I grew up in a family with a lot of children, 5 children, a lot of people in the house, lots of feelings, lots of personalities. And then I also work in the public as a barber, as a cosmetologist, and that's people, people, people. So lots of feelings all the time. And what I want to talk about today is how to communicate what you need from your partner, from your loved ones, when you are a person that absorbs someone else's emotions. The struggle for me has been, and maybe will be, that I have trouble identifying my own feelings sometimes, because especially with my husband, because you become one flesh, you become like one person, and I so easily absorb whatever he is feeling that I can be feeling one way, peaceful, which is my favorite, peaceful, delighted with my day, really feeling good in my creative space. And then he can come in the room, and if he's frustrated, I immediately feel frustrated. And, other feelings that I pick up as well, if he's angry, or, and on the flip side, if he's really feeling jolly, which is mostly his mood, if he's really feeling jolly and, happy, I can also pick that up, and then I can start feeling excited and happy and jolly as well. But when you feel like your needs aren't being met emotionally, trying to communicate that to your partner when it's hard to identify your own emotions can be difficult. So I really have to check in with myself when I am beginning to recognize when it's not my emotions that are coming at me, because I know, like, okay, Joy, you were feeling peaceful, and then someone walked in the room, and now you feel uneasy, or you feel, sad or frustrated or whatever. That isn't yours. Those aren't your feelings. So I have to really check in with myself to decide what my feelings are, and do I want to pick up theirs? I don't always want to. And I know a few people have told me that, you don't have to. You can, put up some kind of wall, some kind of bubble around yourself. I don't really want to do that. I think God created me to absorb other people's emotions and pick up on them so that I can help people, so that I can truly see what they're feeling rather than the mask or the persona that they put out. So I don't want to put up a bubble. I want to be able to recognize people's emotions, but I want to be able to identify my own. So got to check in with yourself, what your emotions are. And you have to be able to tell your partner, when this sort of thing happens, this is how I feel. And just like I don't have any control over someone else's reaction, my husband doesn't have any control over my reaction. But I have to be able to voice to him what I'm feeling and what I need from him. And in some cases, he may not be able to give me that. Your partner can't fulfill everything that you need. like I've mentioned before. But you have to be able to voice it to them, at least give them the option. The other thing that I forget is just because I can absorb and recognize other people's emotions does not mean that everyone else can. My husband is an extroverted sensor, so he does not pick up people's emotions. He doesn't recognize his own a lot of times, but he definitely doesn't recognize mine. So if I don't tell him, if I just sit in my introverted, quiet state and don't tell him what's going on, he's never going to know. And my son mentioned to me yesterday that, usually I'm very quiet and I sit, and then all of a sudden I have, all of these emotions are really quick. And I try to explain to him that's because, I'm keeping them in, and not saying anything. And then they all bubble out at once because I kind of lose control of it. So we have to feel things in the moment. We can't decide we're going to feel things later. We have to talk to our partners in as sweet a way as possible about what we need and what they may be doing to hurt us. Also, if there's things that they do that are helpful, there's things that you really like that they do, that they say, that they're feeling, you need to encourage them that as well, so that they can continue to do those things and know, like, oh, I am doing it right. Because I think a lot of times, for me, I've walked away from relationships with very little communication to the other person about what was going wrong. I just decided, oh, that's enough for me and I can't do it anymore. So we have to communicate. We have to talk. Just because we take our thoughts, and like one of my subscribers said, and I so loved it, we take a concept and grind, think it over and grind it into a fine dust, does not mean that everyone in our lives does that. And they also can't read our minds. So even though we've thought it over and over and we've ground it into a fine powder, doesn't mean that they know what we're thinking, and they don't know what we're feeling. So we do have to talk about it. So that is my heart for today, and my bright pink colored eyeshadow, even though I was going to just do a soft wash of color maybe tomorrow. But I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks so much.